that makes sense. You don't want to stay through another meeting? No, but you're not part of it. That makes sense. That makes I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to stand up. I don't know. I don't I was like, I never talked to you. Like, and he was like, and I was like, he's like,
I won't be back.
It's cool with it. It's cool with it.
What do you think, Shar?
I'll figure it out. I didn't want to keep those checks though.
Couldn't wait for you to get the hell out. Well, actually, I might make that into a joke. For all the people here, I didn't know so many people were so eager to see Commissioner Douglas and Commissioner Macy.
I've been sending you a lot of emails, I'm sorry.
It's for the reminders. But then we just decided are you gonna stop?
What time is it?
So even if
Because we could even be earlier than that. Okay. Okay.
yeah, because it was last minute and I someone was like the server next to me. I'm like,
Oh, okay. We gotta celebrate. Because we have the carpenters, I think, or there's some type of union that's having a holiday party, so that's from 8 to 10:30, and they work on it.
So that's perfect.
do you know where you're sitting?
Is it okay?
I'll go first. I'll come up here. Brandon will go. He'll come up here. And then Cantina, Paul will go. And then Woody will go. But once they get sworn in, all right. Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. It's a pretty special night tonight. I was joking. I didn't think so many people could wait and wanted to celebrate the departure of two fine commissioners, but you know, I think they're here welcoming two new amazing commissioners that are about to take their seat tonight. But no, it means a lot because celebrating democracy, celebrating elections, celebrating people that are willing to step up and serve the community, especially in challenging times, showing and having that support means a lot. Thank you all for being here. Well, as soon as we find Commissioner Herzog and Commissioner Colo, so Commissioner Herzog, all you have to say is not last. It's really hard to be first. Locked in where? Oh. So how are things? Awkward. You don't have... Oh man, it's gonna be a night. You were locked in the bathroom? All right.
I can't wait to serve you for another 4 years.
All right, it's my privilege and honor To call to order the Monday, November 24th, 2025 Royal Oak City Commission meeting to order. We're going to begin with an invocation given by Dr. Andrews, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask that you stand if you can, please. Judy, can we move that just a little bit?
Gracious God, we come to you to ask for our guidance and support of the Royal Oak City Commission. Michael, Rebecca, Brandon, Monica, and Amanda, and now Paul and Woody, who are joining the commission today. Help them to serve with honesty, compassion, and grace. Lead them to listen with open hearts and discerning ears, and engage in meaningful conversations. And allow them to grow and nurture the bonds of our community as they make decisions about the present and future of Royal Oak. And also, God, please shine your light on outgoing commissioners Charlene and Melanie, who have served Royal Oak with courage, conviction, integrity, and sacrifice. May they relish in the peace of knowing their incredible impact on this community. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're going to do some public service recognition awards for Commissioners Douglas and Macy. Tonight we celebrate a combined 20 years of service. We celebrate. We're not losing anything because the work that you guys have done will stay with us for a very long time, but we are celebrating it, and so this will require both of you to come down here. Mayor Pro Tem Hunt and me, we have a few things to provide to you. All right. And don't worry, we're going to have farewell comments and all of that shortly. Okay, Commissioner Macy. This is a proclamation honoring the public service of Commissioner Melanie Macy. City Commissioner Melanie Macy has served Royal Oak as a city commissioner for 8 years, providing a unique perspective as an attorney and a champion of equity and justice. A Royal Oak resident for more than 25 years, Macy has drawn to public office to advocate on behalf of shared community spaces, diverse and healthy families, and inclusive public engagement. As a commissioner, Macy brought clarity and an unwavering voice of reason to the variety of roles, including 2 years as Mayor Pro Tem. She served in leadership roles on the Audit Review Committee, City School Liaison Committee, Commission for the Arts, Employee Relations and Suggestion Committee, Library Board, Normandy Oaks Task Force, and the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. She was also the guiding force behind the creation of the Human Rights Commission established in 2023. Macy is a tireless advocate for voting rights and the protection of free and fair elections. In her professional role as Policy and Government Affairs Director for Promote the Vote, she has worked at the forefront of securing and expanding voter access across Michigan, ensuring the tenets of the State Proposal 2-2022, which made voting easier and more accessible, are implemented. Her personal and professional principles intersect with the community and the aim of strengthening and protecting democratic principles. Beyond her work on the City Commission, Macy's service touches every corner of Royal Oak, whether supporting local schools, fundraising efforts, church activities, or community events. She is often the first to step forward, especially when no one else is ready to take on the task. Perhaps more than anything, Macy is known for being the question commissioner. Her colleagues praise her direct, incisive approach, asking the tough questions, seeking clarity, and offering a critical lens that elevates every discussion. That resolve is rooted deeply in her commitment to serving the community and that she and her family love and to call home. Her dedication to getting it right, saying what needs to be said, and holding fast to her values has strengthened Royal Oak and set an example for all who serve. Her questions, her courage, and her candor all flow from a deeper purpose, serving the community that she and her family call home. Macy's dedication to getting it right, to saying what needs to be said, and insisting on the best for Royal Oak sets an enduring example for anyone who aspires to act and to lead. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Mayor Fournier, along with the Royal Oak City Commission, do hereby proclaim our recognition for Commissioner Melanie Macy for her extraordinary service and lasting contributions to the Royal Oak community. Commissioner Macy. And in appreciation, as an outgoing commissioner, we have a very special pin lapel for you. We'd like to thank Miners Den for their help in making this little token of our appreciation from the City Commission and from staff for your service. I'm unsure where to put it. I'm going to try left side right here.
All right, thank you. Just going to say thank you. I have very lengthy remarks later, so you can just wait for that.
All right, Commissioner Douglas. This is a proclamation honoring the public service of Commissioner Shar Douglas. City Commissioner Charlene Douglas has dedicated more than 3 decades to public service, with 12 of those years serving as Royal Oak City Commissioner. Her service to Royal Oak originated with the Planning Commission, where her expertise and passion for thoughtful growth took root. Once elected to the City Commission, Douglas brought her planning insight and practical approach to a remarkable range of boards and committees. She lent her leadership to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, Charter Review Committee, Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Subcommittee, Environmental Advisory Board, Transit Task Force, Senior Services Aging in Place Task Force, Animal Shelter Committee, Crime Prevention Council, and many others. She has always said she felt called not only to implement policy, but to shape it. The ethos reflected in her tireless service across the organization. Her commitment to smart, people-centered planning has been a steady force behind many of Royal Oak's most transformational efforts, from the creation of Centennial Commons and the Civic Center campus to the adoption of the 2050 Master Land Use Plan. Douglas has been a steadfast advocate for growth that is intentional, future-focused, and responsive to community needs. Douglas has also championed the city's Aging in Place plan, helping strengthen accessibility in outdoor spaces, public buildings, and the systems that support daily life, including transportation, communication, housing, and social and health. And health supports ensuring older adults feel safe, empowered, and connected. Most recently, Douglas has continued her commitment to leadership through the Royal Oak Civic Foundation, supporting philanthropic initiatives that strengthen the community's foundation. A longtime supporter of the arts and proud member of Stage Crafters, as actor, director, crew member, and board member, and as a stand-up comedian at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, no joke, Shar has sought to extract and uplift the wealth of Royal Oak's culture and demonstrate how the arts enrich civic life. Commissioner Douglas' candor, humor, and unwavering dedication have left an enduring mark on Royal Oak, embodying the very spirit of community service. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Mayor Fournier, along with the Royal Oak City Commission, do hereby proclaim a recognition of Commissioner Charlene Douglas for her extraordinary service and lasting contributions to the Royal Oak community. Commissioner Douglas. It's pretty, isn't it?
I have to get my bifocals.
You better hope that I
Ouch!
don't need them. That's what you get for not voting on, no, I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
We will have remarks, but we do actually have some pretty distinguished proclamations to read as well for you two. So I'll ask Michael Tash from Congresswoman Haley Stevens' office to approach the microphone, and he has a couple proclamations for you as well.
For Commissioner Macy, whereas on behalf of Congresswoman Haley Stevens and the 119th Congress of the United States, we honor Ms. Macy upon her retirement from the Royal Oak City Commission. Whereas Ms. Macy was first elected to the Royal Oak City Commission in 2017, was re-elected in 2021, and served as Mayor Pro Tem from 2021 to 2023. And whereas throughout her tenure, she has held numerous leadership roles within the City of Royal Oak, including President of the Library Board of Trustees, member of the Royal Oak Parks and Recreation Committee, the Commission for the Arts, and the City School Liaison Committee, offering thoughtful guidance and steadfast support to each body. And whereas Ms. Macy is a dedicated public official whose professional background as an attorney and legal advocate has shaped her collaborative, problem-solving approach to city governance, and whereas her work on the City Commission has emphasized long-term investment in infrastructure, stormwater management, parks, senior services, and environmental sustainability, including championing increased funding for parks, the library, and the senior center, expanding tree planting efforts, and supporting climate and green infrastructure initiatives, and whereas her dedication, expertise, integrity, and commitment to improving the quality of the life for all residents have left a meaningful and lasting impact on the City of Royal Oak. Therefore, be it resolved on this day, Monday, November 24th, 2025, Ms. Macy be honored for her distinguished years of service, her unwavering leadership, and her extraordinary commitment to the people of Royal Oak. So for Commissioner Douglas, whereas on behalf of Congresswoman Haley Stevens and the 119th Congress of the United States, we honor Ms. Douglas upon her retirement from the City of Royal Oak Commission. Whereas Ms. Douglas was first elected to the Royal Oak City Commission in 2013, following decades of dedicated public service and community leadership. And whereas before joining the commission, she devoted more than 20 years to strengthening Michigan's economic and civic landscape, serving as Vice President of the Metropolitan Center for High Technology, Executive Director of the 8 Mile Boulevard Association, President of the Dearborn Chamber of Commerce, President, Board Member of the Michigan Association of Planning, and member of the Royal Oak Planning Commission. And whereas a passionate champion for older adults, Ms. Douglas played a key role in drafting Royal Oak's Aging-in-Place plan designed to expand accessibility, enhance mobility, strengthen communication, support housing options, and improve social and health systems so that seniors may safely, confidently, and independently, live safely, confidently, and independently within the community. And whereas her commitment to volunteerism continues through her work with the Royal Oak Civic Foundation, where she supports initiatives that uplift residents and community groups, and through her decades-long involvement with the Stagecrafters as an actor, director, crew member, and former member. And whereas Ms. Douglas has served Royal Oak with unwavering passion, humor, clarity, and determination, leaving a lasting impact on the city and all who benefit from her service. Therefore, be it resolved on this day, Monday, November 24th, 2025, Ms. Douglas be honored for her decades of dedicated service, steadfast leadership, and her extraordinary commitment to the people of Royal Oak.
Thank you, Mr. Tash. We have State Rep Natalie Price, who has been a strong champion of Royal Oak since taking the realm.
I'm doing mine a little differently, partly because it takes me a little longer to get Governor Whitmer's signature, so you will have the full tribute framed in a few weeks. But I did want to present beautiful empty folders and a speech. The tributes that are currently being generated at the state level will have signatures from our governor, our lieutenant governor, our 2 state senators, Mallory McMurrow and Stephanie Chang, and 2 state representatives from Royal Oak, myself and Sharon McDonnell. So I'm looking forward to giving that to you in a few weeks. But in the meantime, I do have a speech, and I tried to combine them into one. So today, I want to offer my heartfelt thanks to Royal Oak City Commissioners Shar Douglas and Melanie Macy for everything they've done to shape this community. Their leadership has made a lasting impact, and as they step away from the commission, I hope you'll join me in wishing them both the very best as they begin the next chapters. Shar has spent more than 2 decades helping Royal Oak become the vibrant city it is today. Her creativity, steady leadership, and commitment to public service can be felt in every corner of this community. From founding the 8 Mile Boulevard Association and revitalizing one of our region's most iconic corridors, to her work with the Dearborn Chamber of Commerce, the Metropolitan Center for High Technology, and her own firm, she has been a constant force for bringing people together and strengthening the places they call home. But Shar's influence is also deeply rooted here in Royal Oak. Her service on the Planning Commission, her many committee roles, and her decade on the City Commission have helped guide the city through years of growth and change. And as a proud Stagecrafters member, she has woven the arts into the civic life of her community with passion and heart. And as Shar concludes her time on the commission, we also recognize the steady, kind-hearted leadership of Melanie Macy. Melanie has been a trusted, compassionate voice on the commission, someone who leads with both clarity and care. Since joining in 2017, she has helped chart a thoughtful path forward for Royal Oak, especially during her role as Mayor Pro Tem. Her work as president of the Library Board of Trustees and her service on the City School Liaison Committee and her Commission for the Arts reflect her deep belief in the power of learning, civic connection, and community. Outside City Hall, Melanie brings that same dedication to her role as Policy and Government Affairs Director for Promote the Vote, building on a distinguished academic path through Haverford College and the University of Michigan. But what has always stood out most is her integrity and genuine care for her neighbors, qualities that define her public service as much as any title. As Melanie steps back from elected office, we celebrate the perspective, diligence, and kindness she brought to the commission, the progress she helped Royal Oak achieve. Her legacy is one of thoughtful, community-centered leadership. So today, we honor both Shar and Melanie. Their vision, dedication, and hard work have strengthened Royal Oak and enriched the region as a whole. Please join me in thanking them for their contributions and wishing them continued success and fulfillment in everything that comes next.
This is a picture.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. So Chairman Woodward, who represents Royal Oak, intends on being here tonight, but as a dedicated husband and father, he is with one of his kids right now at an event, and so he was unable to make it at this moment. So I'm going to read a proclamation for each of you from Oakland County Board of Commissioners. This is a proclamation honoring Melanie Macy. Whereas it is an honor to recognize individuals such as Melanie Macy who dedicate their careers to public service. Whereas both Ms. Macy's professional legal advocacy background and public service have been focused on bringing people together and helping them work together to navigate shared challenges. Being first elected to the Royal Oak City Commission in 2017, she was re-elected in 2021 and also served as Mayor Pro Tem from 2021 to 2023. During her time in office, she has proudly held roles across several city bodies, including the Royal Oak Parks and Recreation Committee, the Commission of the Arts, and the Library Board of Trustees, where she served as president. Whereas much of her focus has been related to environmental sustainability and increasing funding for key community hubs, which serve residents of all ages and walks of life. She has been an avid and unwavering advocate for long-term investment in infrastructure, stormwater management, and climate-related initiatives, such as tree planting, as well as increased funding for parks, the library, and senior centers. Whereas when the world was faced with a global pandemic, Ms. Macy stepped up and played a leading role in Royal Oak's COVID-19 response. She worked tirelessly to help direct emergency support to small businesses and the many residents most impacted by the crisis, including those in need of rental and utility assistance, hotel vouchers, and food distribution. Additionally, she supported city operations that ensured residents had access to testing and vaccinations. Whereas through her many years of service, she has worked to create a welcoming and inclusive city, which is evident in her support of the development of the City Human Rights Commission, stronger community spaces, expand recreation options and programs designed to help older adults stay active and socially connected. Whereas we join Ms. Macy's husband and 3 children, extended family and friends, the Royal Oak City Commission, and current and former colleagues to thank her for her long-standing service. Now, therefore, David T. Woodward, Chair of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, and the entire Oakland County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim special commendation to Melanie Macy. We are grateful for her selfless contributions to our residents and communities. Now, this is a proclamation honoring Charlene Douglas. Whereas it's an honor to recognize individuals such as Charlene Douglas, who dedicate their time and talents to the public service. And whereas for more than 2 decades, Ms. Douglas has lived, worked, and volunteered her time in the city of Royal Oak and the Metro Detroit area. As a founding executive director of the 8 Mile Boulevard Association, Ms. Douglas is known for bringing together leaders of 17 local and county governments, as well as state agencies, to forge relationships to reimagine 8 Mile Road. Her work raised nearly $4 million and reinvigorated the area for regional residents. Whereas holding executive positions across several organizations brought her many skills and talents to the Dearborn Chamber of Commerce, where she served as the former president and chief executive, the Metropolitan Center for High Technology, where she served as vice president for the business incubator in the state of Michigan, and one of Detroit's top public relations consulting firms as an account manager. Whereas wanting to turn her attention to public service, Ms. Douglas served on the Royal Oak Planning Commission for 9 years before being elected to the Royal Oak City Commission in 2013. After serving as a commissioner for 12 years, she leaves a lasting impact on the city and its residents. Whereas in addition to her business acumen, she also enjoys expressing herself in the arts, where she has been a longtime member of Stagecrafters. There, she has actively shared her creative talents across nearly all aspects of the organization, including as an actor, director, crew member, and also serving on the board of directors. Whereas we join Ms. Douglas' husband, extended family, and friends, the Royal Oak City Commission, the current and former colleagues, to thank her for her long-standing service. Now, therefore, David T. Woodward, Chair of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, and the entire Oakland County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim special commendation to Charlene Douglas. We are grateful for her selfless contributions to our residents and communities.
And in recognition of Melanie Macy, in grateful appreciation for your dedication of service to the city of Royal Oak, another thing. Charlene Douglas, in grateful appreciation for the dedication of service to the city of Royal Oak for your many years of service. Thank you.
Only 6 more to go. Do you need some help?
No, I'm good.
Wow.
Well, as is tradition, now is the time we've set aside for farewell comments. Many of us have served with you for a very long time, and we have some words for you. I don't know who wants to kick it off tonight. Commissioner Herzog? Yeah, we could go this way, actually. Yeah. Commissioner Cheatham.
All right, this is exciting. Okay, so this was the first commission that I had the opportunity to serve on. And for the folks who are going to, our two colleagues to be who are about to be sworn in, there is a lot of learning that you need to do. And I am so grateful to everybody up here for their guidance and mentorship over the last couple of years. But I especially want to acknowledge Commissioners Macy and Douglas. I had the opportunity to serve with each of them before serving on the commission. In fact, I first met Commissioner Douglas as two Keller moms. I'm sorry, Macy, sorry. We used to call you by your first names. Commissioner Macy as fellow Keller moms, and just felt just instantly comfortable with you, and often sought your guidance on different things. We served on Parks and Recs together, and I was just always just very impressed with your commitment to advocating for the community and asking all the tough questions. Commissioner Douglas and I served on Aging in Place together, and just really your commitment to seniors is just always shined through and was inspiring, and you made big changes through the work that you did. So you both share some traits, your commitment to the community, you're both so smart, you're both compassionate, though maybe express it in different ways. And you have worked tirelessly to keep making Royal Oaks just something very special. So I just wanted to thank you both, and hearing the words tonight was kind of a booster shot of inspiration. I didn't even know some of the things that you both have accomplished, and so I'm just really grateful for you, to you for all the time that you spent guiding me along the way. You will be missed. I like sitting down here because I can see everybody. It's kind of a nice seat, and I always look down there because I know that Commissioner Macy, you will ask the tough questions. You will always start by expressing gratitude to the staff and their hard work, and that's something I've always noted. But you will always ask tough questions in a very, very natural way. And Commissioner Douglas, you have such fortitude, and you call it like you see it, and you don't sugarcoat anything, and I really appreciate that. So thank you both for all of your guidance and leadership and inspiration and mentorship over the last couple of years. Thanks.
So my remarks during my invocation at our last city commission meeting conveyed that I am so very grateful to have had the opportunity to serve on the city commission with both of you. I truly believe that you have made me a better commissioner. We like to say that you both are playing chess while we are simply playing checkers. What I left out of my remarks a few weeks ago was that I am very, very angry that you have decided to move on and leave us. I'm a little bitter. Anyone who knows me knows that my love language is women's equality. Being elected to a majority MSU alumni, go green, and a majority female commission felt very special to me. It was not a surprise to anyone that I leaned into our sisterhood and took any chance to celebrate it. For instance, the first all-female commission meeting in the 104-year history of Royal Oak, which happened on Monday, July 28th, 2025, with both of you. I very much appreciate you welcoming me to the team and the mentorship to be successful in this role. Running for office is the easy part, and governing is much harder, as our two newest commissioners will find out. I have admired your leadership over the years, your boldness, tenacity, empathy, and inclusiveness, all done with grace. Before becoming a commissioner, I was the chair of the Environmental Advisory Board. Commissioner Douglas was the commission liaison, and Commissioner Macy was working with the Bee-Tweens at the time on the Bee City USA policy. When you work on environmental issues, you are thinking about the future. You are working on policy that won't benefit yourself, only future generations. And that is what we want with public servants: selflessness and a focus on the future. And Commissioner Douglas and Macy both exemplify just that. I'm going to miss Commissioner Douglas. Commissioner Douglas and I attend a lot of regional meetings together. More times than not, she is wearing a very bold color, and I'm very envious of her chartreuse jacket. She told me that the reason to wear color at a conference or a meeting is to stand out in a crowd. People can find you very easily. People know you were there and can remember you were there. And we all attend the Oakland County Economic Luncheon. And most of the people, 95% of the people there wear blue, black, and gray. And we all walk in and people say, Royal Oak has arrived. Because of Shar, we all wear bright colored jackets to these meetings. And I will continue to wear bright colors at conferences, and it will always remind me of you. I'm also going to miss Commissioner Macy. A few months ago, we had a city meeting, and we were each sitting at our normal spots, as humans tend to do, just how we all just go where we normally sit. And surprisingly, Commissioner Colo showed up before Commissioner Macy. He proceeded to sit right next to the mayor. And at the time, I thought, wow, that is an interesting choice, since Commissioner Macy always sits there. Well, Commissioner Macy comes into the room, doesn't say anything, like the queen that she is, just gives him a look, and immediately Commissioner Colo gets up and scurries back to his normal spot. She always commands respect in the most respectful ways. And with you leaving us, now I will have to perfect that look when I disagree with such foolishness at this table. In all seriousness, the decisions you have made, the things that you have fought for, the empathy you have for others will have a positive, lasting impact on our community for generations to come. While I'm still processing this decision, and I don't have to like it, I guess with the new commission, we still have the MSU majority. Go Green.
Go White.
I know that our community will continue to benefit from your thoughtful leadership through all of your future service-related endeavors. I love you both, wishing you all the best, and you are still invited to the Sisterhood World Domination meetings.
I always forget that the farewell comments turn to a roast. So before I begin with Commissioner Douglas and Macy, I just want to recognize what's in the room right now. You know, the work we've been doing as the 52nd Commission has been built upon every commission before us. And we see that tonight. You know, former elected leaders, we have Mayor Ellison, who started doing this when I was in kindergarten, I think. And is still at it, you know, making the community better. Right next to him is former Commissioner Razor, who served on our ZBA and Planning Commission and years on the City Commission. And Commissioner DeBuck is here, who once again picked up those reins and kept on going. Everything we've done has been built upon people that came before us. The volunteers in this room, I see countless board members, people who help us make sure that we have a great community. I see 8 kids in this room that are members of the commission's family. We're doing it for them. We're making sure that this community grows up where they can live a great place, they can have a family, then they can live their twilight. This is what we do together. So you know, I just want to start by thanking everyone in here because we all make that happen together. Yeah, let's clap, yeah. Commissioner Douglas, I'm going to miss you a lot. I highly respect your passion for always doing what's right, even when you know it's not a popular decision. I have a hard time with that at times, but I've learned from you that you just have to follow what's right, and you have no problem doing that. That is an admirable trait that I'm going to miss. I also love your love of everything planning. I'll tell a story that when I was seeking my appointment to the City Commission, I went and met with various city commissioners to get their take on what's needed around town. I had to make some promises to various people. Commissioner DeBuck, I had to promise not to annoy too much, and I swiftly broke that promise within about a week of being appointed. But Commissioner Douglas made me promise that I would support her on wanting to redo our master plan. And it wasn't a popular decision. It wasn't the thing that was, that was going to really garner a lot of positive headlines by any means, but it's what needed to be done. Our master plan was 30 years old. It needed to be updated. Shar was so passionate about it that she made sure she saw us through that to the end. And that's from your professional background. You spent so much time building up a career, making sure that you're always working for other people. Another thing I respect is that you also admit when you're wrong. Look at the ice rink across the street. And you were against it, but you had no problem saying I was wrong with that one, because you know it's okay to be wrong. We're all not going to bat 100 here, 1,000 here. We're going to be wrong at times, and I truly respect that you know when you're wrong and you're willing to accept it and make a new decision. Your focus on the big picture has really paid dividends for the city of Royal Oak. Looking back once again at the rink, look at that downtown park. That's absolutely beautiful. That started with a plan with Commissioner Ellison and DeBuck and Razor started years ago. And we took that plan and we executed it. And you're a vital part of that. Downtown is beautiful now. It's transformed because of you and all the commissions before us. We look out north in Normandy Oaks. We had the foresight to sell a golf course, get that land, and make it something better, always improving the community. And then your leadership on the senior task force was so vital, especially when it first met right before COVID. And then you had to lead it through the COVID years, which was not easy. It took a long time to get. But now we have the Older Adults Committee. That is what we need to have in the city. So these are all things that you've done. Speaking of committees, you've served on nearly every committee that the city has. The list is way too long. And I don't know how, because it's exhausting. So thank you for providing that leadership there. Finishing up here, I love your love of musicals, and you made me promise not to make any Hamilton references tonight, because I think you guys have some, but I'll use a different musical that I know you love, Shucked. Shucked reminds, if you guys don't know about Shucked, it's a show about corn, okay? It's as interesting, as funny as it sounds. But the show reminds us that when we listen to each other, unexpected things grow. Shar, the work you've done has helped the city grow into our next chapter. You've given the city more than your share of good decisions and good humor. You really are the cream of the crop. Thank you. Okay. Lots of notes here. Commissioner Macy. Commissioner Macy and I have known each other for 8 years. And we met for the first time at the old City Hall the night that we were appointed to the library board together. Neither of us were commissioners at the time, and we didn't know each other, but we'd still go on to see each other all the time. And it's not because our kids were the same age. Her kids have babysat for mine. We didn't have the same parent group or go to the same school, but because she was constantly volunteering everywhere around town. Melanie does not stop when it comes to volunteering. I don't think that there's been a rally, a march, anything you've not shown up to over the last 8 years. And that's what you do. You show up for the people of Royal Oak constantly. And we're so lucky for that. You started showing up 8 years ago and you've been showing up ever since. Being a commissioner isn't what just happens at this table. It takes time, it takes patience. It's board and committees. Your list is equally as long as Shar's as every board and committee. Well, it's pretty long. For boards and committees you've sat on, and they've been hard committees. You've continued to serve on the library board as a city commissioner. The library board itself is a full-time job. Parks and Rec committee, you've taken on big commitments because you knew that it was the right thing to do, that we need people to keep on making these decisions to keep us moving forward. And you've always been present in the community. You're a great example of that. Part of your presence in the community used to be these exquisite social media essays explaining to people. You took tough decisions that we would make and you really simplified them for people. And you explained why you're voting the way you're voting. It wasn't always a popular way, but it was always the right way. MPS. You were always on the right side of this, and you want to explain because you want people to understand, right? That's what democracy is. People understanding, and we're doing the right thing together. And you became just a guideline for how we should interact with people. And even before I was commissioner, I learned from you the best way to continue to enact and connect with the people that we serve. We've talked about volunteering. I think I heard tonight you signed up to be PTA president again because you just hate free time. But you're always volunteering. It's not just Royal Oak events that you're volunteering for. It's for everything else in your community. At Arts Beats and Eats, it's not uncommon to see a commissioner or two at a beverage tent enjoying the libations. But Commissioner Macy is often just slinging the drinks days on end for any sports team. I think it was cross country for a long time and swimming. And you're always there to help other people. You're not enjoying it for yourself. You're making sure that you're making the community a better place. And then I look at election night in 2020, and you're one of the first lawyers on scene to make sure that every vote was counted, being the right person on the right side of history. That's volunteering your time and talents again. I think a common theme here is that Melanie Macy is pretty much always right. So your work in Royal Oak would be missed. We're better because of the policies that you've helped us enact. I think about your policies from the Parks and Rec Committee and how you've been such a champion of making sure that our fares, the fees that we charge people are under market rates. We want to make sure that we're a great equalizer. We want to make sure that people have the ability to access everything. And that's, once again, your library board leadership also. It's the great equalizer. So thank you for teaching this commission and keeping us focused on making sure we're serving our residents. So finally, I just wanted to take a couple last thank yous. Thank you for missing the moments with your family. I see Danny and Lizzie here today, and Ned, and how many dinners you've missed with them, how many events you've missed with them, so you can be here with us. Thank you for pushing us forward constantly, being there to make sure that we're doing the right thing. Thank you for fighting with Kyle when he was here. that someone else had to do besides me, especially on the Oxford commas. That's one thing. I don't know why he hates them. But finally, thank you for your friendship. I wouldn't be a commissioner if it weren't for you. It's been great growing with you, learning with you, and serving with you. Thank you.
So I will not be as lengthy as the, but I would just like to say I'm incredibly grateful and excited about the things that we've done over the last 2 years. This commission put together measures and policies that increased affordable housing in the city of Royal Oak. We increased sustainability in the city of Royal Oak, and we got passed a master plan that Shar, when I first got on the commission, mentioned that this was her baby. This was something she wanted to do before her time on the commission ended, and we were able to get that done this year. So thank you, Shar, for your leadership on that. When I first started in Royal Oak government, I was on the planning commission for all of one meeting. And before I started my first planning commission meeting, I watched a few meetings, and I watched Shar, and I was like, man, she is sharp. She knows her stuff. I'm going to vote like Shar votes. And then I read the entire master plan, just to make sure that I was prepared for my first planning commission meeting. And I realized that I will never know as much as Shar knows about planning in the city of Royal Oak. And your historical knowledge is just awe-inspiring. It's going to be a great loss on this commission. I love it when someone comes before us and you just break out, well, back in blah, 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 and just give a eloquent diatribe of a particular project. And that is what I'm going to miss about you, Shar. You are my guiding star when it comes to planning. And the things that we're doing here in the city of Royal Oak. Commissioner Macy, I first met prior to joining the commission. It's because you gave me a call, and your cousin had reached out to you about me wanting to be on the commission, and you sat and you talked to me about being a commissioner. And I learned so much about not only what it means to be a commissioner, but all that you put into being a commissioner. And that is more than anybody could ever give of themselves. You are the morality that that I wish I could be. Your compassion, your listening to people, is incredible. Whatever I hear people talk about Melanie, she listens to us. She understands what we want. She listens to the community. And that's my goal, is to be a commissioner and listen the way that you. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you.
I want to start out and say thank you, Dr. Andrews, for the invocation today. Really appreciate it. Very meaningful. And I know we heard it and took it in very personally. Thank you for that touch. I'd like to thank Michael Tash from Haley Stevens' office for being here today to read the proclamation. Of course, Representative Natalie Price for her presence here today and for the proclamation. And Chairman Woodward, when he eventually shows up here, I'd like to thank Oakland County and the Board of Commissioners for their participation today. But most importantly, all of you for being here, again, to celebrate 20 years of combined service between these two dedicated public officials. For 104 years, we've had ordinary people who heeded the call to serve the public from our community as elected members of the Royal Oak City Commission. Tonight, we'll welcome 2 new commissioners who have answered the call to serve others. Each will bring unique experience, knowledge, and expertise to this dais and will help shape the future of the city we cherish and love. I'm grateful that I will soon call them colleagues, and I believe they will do an excellent job. However, I don't envy them in the slightest. Commissioners Douglas and Macy have set a bar so high, I'm unsure a metaphorical ladder exists to reach it. Commissioners-elect Gontina and Bastian, forgive me in advance for my expectations are going to be exceptionally high for you, but that's not my fault, that's their fault. Commissioner Douglas, it's been an amazing journey serving with you over the past 12 years. It's been double awesome since becoming mayor because I get to serve on the Planning Commission with you. And during that time, there's never been a single moment where I doubted your position on a matter, opinion on a topic, or how you felt about a thought or idea I held. I can say without hesitation that you have been the most direct commissioner that I've ever served with. And unlike a lot of direct people, your directness comes from a deep love of those you serve and has been a gift to our city and to your colleagues. You're the shining example of saying what needs to be said and not so many words. Difficult situations sometimes require difficult conversations. And I'm so grateful that you often volunteer to speak first, lay it out there, and take the heat so the rest of us can focus on the more positive parts of any decisions we're making. Being smart, direct, and compassionate by themselves don't get things done. You're a let's go get it done, and I don't mind taking the reins attitude has resulted in significant contributions to our city. Your individual leadership brought us a much-needed master use plan, the Royal Oak Civic Foundation, the Older Adults Advisory Board, and so much more. Without you, I'm not confident these things would have happened, or at least not with the timeliness and quality that we're fortunate to have. On a personal note, I've learned so much from you, not just at the Planning Commission or the wisdom you share, but how you put outcomes over ego every single time. I witnessed on several occasions where you asserted a position, asked the rest of the commission for their thoughts, and after hearing all arguments, you changed or modified your position. That's leadership, that's wisdom, that's integrity. That's something we all should model. You once quoted the Greek proverb that a society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they shall never sit. Your individual efforts have made Royal Oak better, not just today, but for generations to come. Shar, it's been a true honor and privilege to serve with you, and it's been a lot of fun too. I'm going to miss serving with you up here, and although you won't be on the commission, I'm confident that we will get your continued input on all things important to this great city. As a colleague, a father, and a resident, thank you for 12 years of dedication to Royal Oak. Love you, Shar. And that's it? No. Commissioner Macy, I'm not even really sure where to start. Maybe from the beginning. I think many people know the Macys and Fourniers are good friends. Our kids grew up together and all went to Keller Elementary. I remember the first time I met Melanie. I was at student pickup and got a tap on the shoulder. "Are you Evelyn's dad?" Her notorious and abundant friendly energy took me a little off guard at the moment. She invited Evelyn to a group playdate organized by her and some other moms. Of course, I said yes, because I sensed the answer no was not a viable option. I showed up to the first playdate with some reluctance, because such things can be boring for parents and new social situations can be awkward. Right away, I felt accepted and welcomed in her home. Within minutes, I had a beer in my hand and started to realize this was happy hour with kids managing their own fun. I was a regular until one day I had to miss due to a work obligation. My dear wife, as not to disappoint our daughter, volunteered to leave work early and fill in for me as a favor. Uh-oh. The gig was up. My wife came home with one of those looks. "Boring playdates, huh? The sacrifices you make for our daughter." I was caught. So when Melanie expressed interest in serving on the city commission, I was 1,000% on board. Engineer, attorney, PTA parent, library board member, happy hour organizer, she had it all. And knowing what I know now, I would be behind her 10,000% if she ever decided to serve again. Commissioner Macy, you are the leader every organization, community, and family needs. You have all the checklist items like being super smart, charismatic, communicative, collaborative, humble, hardworking, and hyper-competitive. And for those of you who have never served on a trivia team, scavenger hunt, or escape room, bless you. You'll know if you ever do what we're talking about. But you brought so much more to the commission. You're an example of what it means to lead from values. Your compassion and empathy for others have been the cornerstone of your service. You have a remarkable ability to stand up for what you believe in, not with a loud, boisterous voice, but with humility and enduring love for everyone you represent. As much as I don't want to admit it, I'm a better mayor because of you and everything you have taught me, even when you don't know that you're teaching. While you've dedicated yourself to all Royal Oakers, you have been a staunch supporters of families in our city. The accomplishments you led on both Parks and Rec and the Library Board are just a couple examples of how your individual efforts have made an impactful difference in the lives of so many people. However, your impact goes way beyond your official duties. You were the first person to volunteer to help our schools and other organizations when nobody else steps up. You spend evenings and weekends raising money for good causes and serving those in need. It's not just the time you spend, it's the burden placed on your shoulders that you accept. You not only share your time, you organize and oversee so many activities: school festivals, scavenger hunts, fundraising, beverage service at Arts Beats and Eat. I can't count the times you and Nikki signed me up for things, sometimes without burdening me for my input. I'm so grateful for that. I wouldn't want those burdens of knowing where I gotta be. Seriously, I've always been awestruck by your selflessness and big heart. I wish you'd run for president. I'll check with Cole to see if he can get started on that. Commissioner Macy, I'm gonna miss serving alongside you. This job can be tough at times, but serving with you made the tough times tolerable and the good times exceptional. Our city has a debt of gratitude for your service, and I'm proud to call you a colleague, and I'm proud to call you a dear friend. Thank you, Melanie. Commissioner Macy. She's got to move all her awards and proclamations around. Yeah.
Holy smokes, I did not know that was all coming. I feel like I've just been at my own funeral, and I did not think it was going to be so much good to say. I'm really shocked, but grateful to all of you, and I feel a little apologetic now because this is quite long what I have to say too, but it's mostly thanks, and now I really feel like I owe these things. So, sorry, now I got to get my, see if my computer's not ready for this. All right, so I guess I'll start. 8 years have passed in the blink of an eye, most visibly to me because my children were little when they stood next to me and took the oath of office 8 years ago. And today my 16 and 13-year-old are sitting before me while my oldest is off at college. My life is very different today than it was 8 years ago, and I want to begin my farewell address with gratitude for everyone who's been part of making those 8 years incredible. First of all, I'm grateful to the residents of Royal Oak for entrusting me with this position over the last 8 years. One of my favorite things about being a city commissioner has been meeting so many wonderful humans, and a handful that I won't be inviting to my dinner parties, who are living, working, and playing here in Royal Oak, and are interested and invested in it being the best city to do those things. Thank you to all of you, even those who didn't make my Christmas card list, for engaging with city government. When I was first elected, my sister brought me a shirt with one of my favorite Parks and Rec quotes on it. What it says is, "What I hear when I'm being yelled at is people caring loudly at me." Thank you all for caring, loudly and otherwise. All right, I'm front-loading this with my family so I can get through the tears and then pull it back together. To my beautiful, charming children, including the one who is hopefully packing up right now to fly back for Thanksgiving break. Oh, Katie, Lizzie, and Danny, everything I do it for you. I won't mortify you now, but please be prepared for a musical rendition of that sentiment later tonight. But truly, I wouldn't have run for office if I weren't your mom. I want to equip you with everything to go conquer the world, but I also want to do everything I can to make sure that world is worthy of you. Lizzie, don't you start. Thank you for all your help, and especially your patience with my campaigns, with my calendar conflicts, with my parenting missteps. Being your mom is the greatest joy in my life, and I don't want to miss a minute of watching you become the kind, brave, and quirky people you were always meant to be. Which brings me briefly to balance, work-life balance, and Pat Perouche, the other thing that's going to make me cry. Pat was my model and guide for being a city commissioner. She's the gold standard. When I decided not to run for re-election, I spent a lot of time thinking about her. I learned so much from her about civic leadership that was just one aspect of her life, and I paid attention to how she strove for balance. After over a decade serving on the commission and becoming mayor as a young mom, Pat stepped aside for a long time to focus on other pieces of her life, only to return later in life to this commission where her infinite wisdom, unrivaled experience, and even temperament were a model to all of us for what city leadership should look like. I miss her dearly, and I'm grateful for the time I had with her at the table. I'm still learning from her legacy, and I suspect I will follow her example and run for office again someday as seasons of my life change again. And in the season of my life when I got married 23 years ago, Ned had no inkling he was saying I do to being a political spouse. And it certainly wasn't on his top 10 list. But it didn't matter because he's always supported me in everything I do, not just by picking up all the parenting and household slack, but by being my sounding board, my debate partner, my reassurance, and my comfort. He is steadfast, reliable, sometimes accidentally funny, and his love makes everything I do possible. Okay, I did the Kleenex. I'm going to move directly to Brandon so I can stop crying. All right, Brandon, our stories in local politics started together back in 2017, as you noted, and I pushed hard to get you appointed to this commission in 2020. Have there been days when I've regretted that? No comment. But I know how much you care about the city, and I know how focused you can be on resident-first problem solving, and I am grateful for that. To the lady commissioners, it has been incredibly empowering to serve with all of you up here. I'm sorry to be leaving you in the minority at this table. Really sorry to Amanda. I didn't know you were angry. But I have no doubt you can keep things under control regardless. And I'd like to bequeath each of you a parting responsibility. Becca, you're responsible for being the voice that questions when no one else here wants to, what no one else wants to hear, and for reminding the commission of their duty to listen to all Royal Oakers, even the ones who care unnecessarily loudly. Amanda, you are responsible for keeping Brandon in check, a job I inherited from Kyle and mostly failed at. Sorry, Kyle. And for keeping the commission rooted in practicality, as we sometimes dream too big. And Monica, when I joined this body, I was one of 4 lawyers, and now I'm leaving you alone up here. But if we're down to 1, my experience tells me that you're the best one to have up here. So you're just responsible for doing what you're always done and keeping these yokels on the right side of the law. Shar, you're responsible for texting me and playing city commission bingo with me with wine in hand when the meetings with controversial topics arise. To my mayor, I already wrote an ode to Mike on Facebook for the election, and I'm not going to go over all that again, but I will say that I am lucky as a commissioner, and we are lucky as a city to have had you at the helm. After tonight, you were the last man standing from when I joined the commission. Thank you for our unending dedication to our city. Thank you for your unending friendship to me, and I will be reinstituting happy hours. I hope you can join. In the future, if you have any of your terrible puns pre-planned, please let me know so I can put them on Char's bingo card. I've learned so much from all of my fellow commissioners, past and present. I'm really grateful to have done this work with all of you. It's been good work. It's been hard work. I'm really proud of us. Keep doing that good work. Paul and Woody, I pass the mantle to you. I don't have anything to bequeath you, but I'll send you notes. I have to give a nod to my political mentors who aren't sitting up here. Former Commissioner Kyle Dubuck, former Mayor and State Rep Jim Ellison, State Senator Mallory McMorrow, former Commissioner and State Rep Marie Donegan, and longtime political malcontent Tom Regan. Thank you for helping me learn how to fit in this odd world of politics, how to get elected, and how to be effective and policy-oriented. The learning curve was steep, and I appreciate your pushing me up and sometimes down the hill. Huge gratitude to the one and only Dave Woodward, the empty chair.
Oh, he's back there.
Oh, Dave! Who exercised endless patience with me on this journey. Thank you for being a guide and light for me and so many other people who want to make a difference in the world and don't quite know how to go about it. I feel confident in stepping back from the steering of our great city, not only because of the strength of this commission, but even more because of the strength of our staff. In a council manager form of city government like we have here, the city manager is the key to our success as a city, and I have been thrilled with the strong and steady leadership of Joe over the last year. Good hire, team. It's true that he walked into an already strong staff, but he's made steps to fill key positions and make sure we stay on track. It's been something of a bumpy ride overall, as in my 8 years here, we're on our 3rd city manager, 3rd city attorney, 2nd police chief, 3rd finance director, 3rd library director, and 3rd director of DPS. But the team we have now is incredible, joining what was already the best city clerk and the best city engineer in the state of Michigan. We are truly building a best-in-class organization here in Royal Oak, and every single resident should be proud. Thank you all so much for your work, for helping me in this role, but even more for your dedication to the residents and to the city we call home. Special shout out to Carol for keeping this motley crew in line, and to Judy Davids, the only person I know with the magic to make ideas come to life overnight. You can't get rid of me this easy, Judy. I just opened up some time in my schedule for our special projects. So thanks to all of you, residents and commissioners, staff alike, who continue to believe in the power of government to do good. Can't believe this is now controversial to say, but government is the provider of our common good. Watching it be methodically dismantled at the federal level is profoundly alarming. But here at the local level, where the work is closest to the people, we have proven again and again what can happen when a community rolls up its sleeves and chooses progress over cynicism. Here are just some of the things that we've done together to improve people's lives. We've designed lots of kick-ass parks, but I will highlight here Centennial Commons, Normandy Oaks, and Lawson Park. Those were citizen-led design parks, and they've all become true jewels in our city. We've invested heavily in all of our parks, adding new and diverse playscapes and improving landscaping and upkeep. We provided the resources needed for excellent public safety and launched a cooperative mental health co-responder program that is showing the best of community public safety. Thank you for your leadership, Chief. Roads are always a work in progress, but they are better today than they were 8 years ago. And while the big things matter, I've taken just as much joy in the small improvements that make our daily life as residents better. Sturdy, city-issued trash cans that reduce our rodent problems and improve sanitation. A library that now offers everything from hotspots to a library of things to seeds. Early voting at the Senior Center for multiple cities, handling it exceptionally well and setting the example for the county. And we became a bee city, thanks to some passionate young residents, which started some real conversations about stewardships of our own little plots of earth. Please continue to believe in the power of a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens to change the world, Royal Oak, because that's what our government is. I decided to run for office in the wake of the 2016 election that brought us Trump won. I had never considered a run at any level for even 1 second before that day. But I went with my then 9-year-old daughter to the Women's March in DC, and that experience solidified for me 3 things. Something needed to be done, women were gonna have to do it, and my children were looking at me to see how to respond. So I did the scariest thing I've ever done and picked up a candidate packet and asked 500 Royal Oakers to sign for me to get on the ballot. And every week since then has brought a new scary thing. But I did it because I believe at my core that we are all called to do what we can to make the world a better place for each other and to foster the goodness inherent in our humanity. We don't have to do all the things all the time, but we all have to do what we can. I still believe that, and I'm stepping down in order to find the next thing I can do. Everyone keeps asking me what I'm gonna do with all my free time now, which makes me laugh. What free time? I'm double booked every day as it is. But I do intend to thoughtfully consider where I can be more useful in healing the scars that are breaking our world apart. I encourage you all to do the same. Thank you, Royal Oak, for the honor of serving you. These 8 years have been a privilege I will always cherish. I'll see you out there doing the work for democracy and for each other. Thank you.
So I'm batting cleanup here. I want to talk a little bit about some things that I'm proud of and things that I'm grateful for. We've heard mentioned tonight, Commissioner Macy, others, the parks that we have built. Normandy Oaks Park, which we brought people together in a planning process, in a charrette, to help design it, to define what it should be, and it has turned out to be something for everyone, and an enormous success, enormously popular. The Civic Center project, we're sitting in part of that success. We have a stunning award-winning Central Park across the street. We have a parking structure. We have a new police station, and we have community. Whenever I walk through the park at any time during the summer, there are always kids rolling down the hill, kids playing in the splash pad. I love the fact, and I think this is still true, that when they installed the ping pong table, nobody stole the stuff. Doesn't that just say so much about our city? And I'm proud of the process that brought this whole Civic Center project together, because it was really a unique public-private partnership. It was a response to requests from downtown businesses who wanted daytime traffic, and that's what we brought them, with a medical office building that has scores, hundreds of people coming in every day, going out to lunch after their doctor's appointment. It really has fulfilled the promise that we've expected it to. Our aging in place plan, this was actually it's a device of the AARP, and I'm so grateful to all of the people who came together to put that in place, and I'm proud that Commissioner Cheatham will be carrying that flag forward in the future. A quiet thing that we did is to improve our short-term rentals regulations here in the city. Because I served on a committee with the Michigan Municipal League, I had access to language, to some ideas for municipalities to improve that process, and in fact it was intended to be for a state law, and worked with the city attorney to bring that into place, to bring some controls over our short-term rentals. The ban on selling animals, puppies and kittens from farms is something that I initiated with support from the Humane Society, and it saddens me to see a puppy mill across the street in Berkeley and to hear people from Berkeley saying, why didn't we pass that same ordinance? Because it's a scandal the way those animals are treated. I won't belabor it, others have. I came into this, even before I came to the City Commission, updating our master plan and implementing a new master plan was my #1 priority. I had worked on the committee, I'd volunteered as a team leader during the master planning process in 1998, 1999. So much in our world has changed since then that we couldn't just continue rubber stamping what we had year after year. And at the end of the day, we had thousands of individual points of input into that plan, both in person, through charrettes, through town halls, digital, and I am confident that the contents of that plan truly reflect the wishes of the people of Royal Oak. And I look forward now to the next step in the process, which is updating our zoning ordinance to make it consistent with the master plan. So this is some of the things that I'm proud of. There is much that I am grateful for as well. I'm grateful for the work of the city managers that I have worked with over the course of the past 12 years, Don Johnson, Paul Brake. As Commissioner Macy says, I regret that I will not have more time with Mr. Gacho because I think he's doing great things in a hurry here, and I appreciate that. But I do have his mobile phone number and his email address, and I'll be watching. I won't mention all of our excellent city staff and our managers here, but especially the people in the city manager's office. Judy, who was my walking buddy years before either of us wound up here at City Hall. Carol, who keeps us all in line. Susan Barkman, who has grown into her role now as deputy city manager, and I've worked alongside her, especially on the aging in place plan. Our new communications director, Kara Sokol. Again, she's another one who's not going to be able to get rid of me. And to Jill Martin, who is our grant writer and also the executive director of the Royal Oak Civic Foundation. She and I have forged a very productive working relationship that I know I'll continue to enjoy in the future. I want to mention the city commissioners, the people I served with on this commission, who are no longer part of the body: Marie Donegan, Kyle Dubuck, Jim Ellison, Peggy Goodwin, Randy Lavasser, Melanie Macy, Jeremy Marley, and Dave Polton. Jim Ellison especially, we met when we were on the board of directors at Stagecrafters now, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago, and he has been my mentor, my advisor, my supporter in my campaigns, and remains a dear friend with whom I'm happy to serve on the Planning Commission. It is sad to think that we lost 2 city commissioners during my 12 years of service. Kim Gibbs was taken from us at far too young an age, but especially Pat Perush. Pat was Yoda to me. Whenever I was contemplating doing something rash, which was often, I would call Pat to ask her to talk me off the cliff, and sometimes she did, and sometimes she put a little hand between my shoulder blades and gave me a little push. I am, of course, grateful to those who I'm serving with now for the opportunity to have been part of the first all-female city commission meeting in the history of Royal Oak. I look to Commissioner Cheatham for her leadership with our Older Adults Committee, certainly Commissioner Herzog for her work with in sustainability, and I think her continuing role with regional organizations that we belong to. Commissioner Colo, the work on the quiet work he does with the Rehabilitation Board of Appeals, which brings has brought money into our parks. Lawson Park is a very good example of that brings money into our programs to help people of limited means to do improvements to their home. All of that is quietly done by the Rehab Board of Appeals, where Commissioner Colo has served. Commissioner Hunt, much of her wisdom comes in closed sessions when we are dealing with legal matters, and she keeps Mr. Grochowski and his crew honest with just the right questions at just the right time. Commissioner Macy, over glasses of wine and early in her service, we fixed some things. We'll just say that. And the mayor, again, something you don't see very often, his business wisdom. His work in the business world has helped us through some contractual discussions and business decisions that, again, you don't see getting made in public, but greatly benefiting the city of Royal Oak and its people, and of course the thanks for the dad jokes. I see in the audience here my dear friend Clyde Esbury. We met when I volunteered on the millage campaign, the first public safety millage campaign. He drew me into that and educated me. He managed my first political campaign, has been a dear and true friend of me and of the city of Royal Oak for the past 12 years. I've enjoyed serving on the Planning Commission meeting and getting together over drinks at Lily's to solve the problems of the city and the world. So, tribute to him. Of course, thanks to my husband, Ken Heben Street. As with Ned, he didn't know what he was getting into years ago when I decided I was going to run for office, and he has foregone many things in our lives. We've had to schedule vacations around my meetings. He put up with my campaigns. I'd disappear for hours knocking on doors. I had to raise money, and he was always there for me and always supportive. Why do people run for office? And what we learn is that women run for office because people suggested that they should, because they asked them. And I will give credit to Jim Razor here tonight. He's the one who said, why don't you run for office? And I had never really thought about it. And so now I'm here asking every woman who's listening, who's never thought of it, to think about a leadership role, to start the journey, join a city committee, volunteer with campaigns, and get ready to run and get ready to win. So I do get to quote Hamilton. Actually, George Washington quoting scripture. Now I want to sit under my own vine and fig tree, a moment alone in the shade, at home in this city we've made. Peace out.
Wow. Thank you, Shar. Thank you, Melanie. Well, this is going to be a tough moment. Really tough moment to close out the 52nd Royal Oak City Commission. We've had a lot of fun up here. We've done a lot of great things. And we've served with some incredible people, including both of you. And yet it is our duty here tonight to transition to the next generation, the 53rd Royal Oak City Commission, with 2 new commissioners. And I know typically Commissioner Herzog is always excited to make a motion to adjourn, but not tonight. So if there's nothing more to be said tonight, it would be the honor of the 52nd Commission if you guys would like to close us out with a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion by Commissioner Douglas, a second by Commissioner Macy. Any discussion on this motion? All right, with none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion passes unanimously. We're adjourned.
taking a while to pack up.
Here, Brandon, why don't you grab Melanie's stuff here? I'll grab Char's. Sure, I can grab this for you, Char. I got it. All right. We'll hold the flowers.
All right, thank you.
With the permission of the mayor and the commission, I would like to just offer a few brief remarks in appreciation for outgoing commissioners Douglas and Macy. Commissioner Douglas, again, Derek Meineke, Chief Judge, 44th District Court. Commissioner Douglas, I wanted to thank you for your genuine interest and support of the positive programs that we have over at the court. You took the time to learn more about them, invited Judge Kolakowski and myself to your Daughters of American Revolution chapter to learn more about the programs that we offer at the court. Your genuine interest and support was always so welcome, and I think was a key reason why during my time on the bench, the support or the relationship between the city and the court has continued to grow and grow, more positive, more connected. And even though we're separate branches of government, we both share the same mission, and that is to serve this great community. So I'm very grateful that through your work that you have helped create what I think is the strongest relationship between the court and city government in this community's history. Certainly my tenure, but in this community's history. I also want to say, as a son of a senior, your work with the senior community, I know was going to offer resources to my mother as she ages in place, though she's not going to be wild about me mentioning the word age and her in the same sentence. But I'm so very grateful for your efforts. That certainly means a lot to so many in our community. Obviously, Commissioner Macy, I've had the great opportunity over the last 8 years to form a great friendship with you and your family, starting on the softball diamonds and then on cross-country venues all across the greater Oakland County area. And I've just been so appreciative of the way in which you have served with wisdom and talent. And I can say without hesitation that you are one of the most genuine, kind-hearted, humble public servants that I have ever met. And I'm so grateful for your friendship. And I think it's reflected in the incredible children that you have with Katie Macy, one of the most brilliant young women in the city of Royal Oak, now making her mark in Boston. Her daughter Lizzie, who I can state affirmatively is one of the truest friends, certainly to my daughter and so many around her. And her son Danny, who, by the way, if you're down 13 points in a basketball playoff game and you need to make a comeback against all odds, Danny Mason is your guy. He is your guy. So I'm not surprised at all that things like talent, high intelligence, finding causes that others might not seem worthy of attention and yet fighting those causes against insurmountable odds. I'm not surprised that your children have all of those traits. They seem to have gained them all from you. Although, to be fair, I'm sure Ned had something to do with it. And I must also say I've enjoyed every single conversation that I've had with Ned, despite the fact that he's a fan of Chelsea Football Club, which I will like him despite of that. So, but in the end, I'm just so grateful for your years of service. And I think you said it best, that I think our city has greatly benefited from all the work and time away from your family that you have surrendered. And that's something that I definitely think is important to remember in this day and age in particular. I got a chance to see firsthand, both in my own life of public service, but also seeing, my good friend Melanie Macy. Like, she has an incredible family, incredible children, and she has to make the choice to be away from them to serve here. And that's a choice that many of the people here have to make every single day that they have answered the call to serve our community. And I just wish every once in a while that people would remember that. Now, I think it is absolutely fair. We must challenge, we must question, we must have good, fair, honest debate in order for us to get the right answers for our community. But along the way, we can't forget that the people that are here are making the commitment to this community and having to give up and sacrifice quite a bit. And so if that offers some level of pause when anger seems to start to bubble up, I really hope that it is a piece of advice that many of us, certainly in the community, certainly people who, for this new commission, as they come to the public comment, I hope they ponder and reflect on, because I would have a hard time if I were Melanie being away from her family, and yet she did, because she loves this town. And there'll be a time again where we'll need you. And the one thing I know about you is when that call comes, you'll be ready to serve. So congratulations to you, Commissioner Douglas, Commissioner Macy, for your many years of service. Thank you. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys make all the mistakes for the rest of us now. So
There we
you
go.
know how to set up.
Please raise your right hand. I, Michael Fournier,
I, Michael Fournier,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Michigan,
of the State of Michigan,
and I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties
the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Who's taking the pictures?
Yeah, I'll get let me take that for you. You got it.
awkward family photo. All right, we're all getting together.
Okay, guys, we saw how they just did it, right? Someone grab the Bible.
Hey, Henry, how are you?
We're gonna say hi to Judge Mike. Okay. Okay. Daddy needs to use his other hand, so I need you guys to all hold it.
Everybody support on this side. There we go. There we go. Hand up. None.
You might use all the way.
There you go. Hey, right by your face.
There we go. First time, really.
You got this. All right. I, Brandon Colo,
I, Brandon Colo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties
the duties
of the office of City Commissioner
of the Office of City Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Nice to see you. Congratulations. Yeah, sure. Here, Judge, can you get in the picture with us?
Oh, sure.
Here, we'll hold it.
All right.
You guys hold it. There you go. Thank you.
What's happening? I did not. I thought they were laughing. In the background of the picture. Derek's tall enough. You just blocked me. What's his mustache?
I, Woody Gantina,
I, Woody Gantina,
do solemnly swear
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and I will faithfully perform
the
duties of the office
duties of the office
of City Commissioner
of City Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Oh, wait, hey, Woody. 1 second. Commissioner Douglas?
All right, right hand up. I, Paul Bastian,
I, Paul Bastian,
do
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
the Constitution of the State of Michigan,
and I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of City Commissioner
of City Commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Judge Meineke. Thank you, Judge Kay. Really appreciate you being here tonight and taking part of this ceremony.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I mean, do we have quorum or do we have two new commissioners that want to come on up? Let's take their seat. All right.
Oh, we're doing all the organizational stuff now.
Bye, Emery, Charlie, Nikki. Love you. All right. Well, it's my privilege and honor to convene the Royal Oaks 53rd City Commission to order. All right. You can clap for that. We got two new commissioners here. All righty. So, first up, approval of the agenda. Does anyone wish to make a motion to approve tonight's agenda? Commissioner Cheatham.
I'll move approval.
We have a motion by Commissioner Cheatham. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Herzog. Discussion on tonight's agenda. All right, with none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, that brings us to our next item, which is public comment. The City Commission values and relies on the input of our fellow citizens to help make decisions. Now is the time set aside for the public to address the City Commission on any city-related issue, whether or not it's on the agenda. I ask that comments be directed to the Commission as a whole and not to individual commissioners. City has made it easier for you to request a follow-up on an issue or leave public comment by simply scanning the QR code you see displayed. Please make sure to double-check your information for accuracy so staff may utilize it for post-meeting responses. If you wish to speak tonight at public comment, please wait until recognized by me, the mayor, and come up to the podium. For the record, we ask that you state your name and address. Please be mindful the City Commission wishes to hear from anyone who wants to speak tonight, so comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker, not per topic. And we do have a timer at the podium, which has been moved, stage left, to help you keep track of your time. Please note the City Commission will not respond directly to questions during public comment. However, we are taking notes and will address questions when the agenda topic is discussed, and refer it, if it's not on the agenda tonight, to the proper city channels to get a response for you. And it's always helpful to leave your contact information either through the QR code. Judy Davids is here tonight, the wonderful, amazing, fantastical Judy Davids. If you have questions, even if they're rhetorical questions, sometimes we have some good answers for you that might, help you with your issues. So QR code, email any of us, or check with Ms. Davids and we'll get back to you. So with that, who's first tonight? Not all at once. Yes, Ms. Profatsky.
I kind of need to wait for Melanie to come in.
Ooh, she's got her coat on. Oh, she's got a sweatshirt on.
Okay.
Oh, she heard you. Come on up.
All this waiting would have been for naught, so thank you for listening. Okay.
Civilian Macy is here.
Oh, and me too. Nancy Poprovsky. The City Commission has some new faces. We must all remember that good, stable preservation shouldn't lose its old face because new ideas, visions, and projects are up for consideration. I hope the changes start with always listening and acting for the people. If we fail to preserve anything from trees, things like vintage theaters, schools, easier access, and mobility for everyone, we could spoil the whole community. This leads me to say something about those leaving the City Commission. Sometimes Melanie Macy's votes on certain projects haven't aligned with mine, but I must explain further. Unless you attended the City Commission meetings for the green buffers or berms in my neighborhood around Lawson Park the first time they were endangered, you wouldn't know what transpired. The neighborhood was scared to lose them. Although some commissioners didn't understand how the green buffers would preserve an entire neighborhood, Melanie Macy did. Her compassion and excited vision on how they should be native Michigan wildflowers, trees, and general native vegetation was so inspiring and environmentally sound, it was like a breath of fresh air. And so were those days. So thank you, Melanie. You probably can't believe this, but I really do appreciate the importance that you saw of the green buffers. And thank you to the commissioners who stood with her this time around. This new present yes vote to keep them was a vote for preservation and environmentally necessary. Please just continue to let them do the berms, or green buffers, their positive job. One more thing about preservation, I'm going to get off topic now, so if you have to go, Melanie. The Lincoln Place development at Troy and Lincoln has several mature trees. I don't know if you've been there. On the perimeter, are they being saved? Can you please check on this with the developer, Krieger Klatt? There are two beautiful, enormous, healthy evergreens by that old vintage home and on the north side of the property that are priceless. So thanks for your concern. Could you let me know? I know some of you got my number. Happy Thanksgiving. And remember our First Nation people who mourn on that day. And Char's point, I'm not available to be a leader, but y'all know I show up often to protect the truth, democracy, and the environment. Y'all have a good holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Propatsky. All right, who's next tonight? Anybody else? Former Mayor Ellison.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Ellison, 1309 Mohawk, Royal Oak. I debated coming up here tonight, but I thought it was important, especially with what I heard from the going away speeches from Sharon and Melanie. Things were said about volunteering and giving to your community. That's kind of what I want to touch on. Woody and Paul, I welcome you to the Brotherhood of City Commission. It's a good, established group of people that have served on this committee, as Mike said, for 100-some years. We've had a city commission up here, and you guys are now part of that. These people have been part of it, and they've always done a good job. I think we're going to get as good a job with you guys up there as we did with Melanie and Shar. But my little words of advice: always vote your conscience. If it sounds good, support it. If it doesn't, don't. Don't be talked out of it by those that have some kind of influence that you don't need. Follow your heart, follow your brain, and make good decisions. I love this city. I've been here for 74 years, and I don't want it to go away or get destroyed. So keep us happy, keep us going, keep us the Royal Oak we all love. Thank you.
Anybody else want to speak at public comment tonight? All right, we're going to close public comment, bring the meeting back up to this side of the table. We have the consent agenda as it's presented to us. First, does anyone wish to pull anything off the consent agenda? No? Does anyone wish to make a motion for the consent agenda? Commissioner Cheatham.
I'll move approval of the consent agenda.
Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Hunt. All righty. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Commissioner Coldo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to point out that one item is the appointment of former Commissioner Douglas to the Planning Commission. So thank you to Shar for continuing to serve her community moments after retiring.
All right. This is true. All right. Without any discussion, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right. That brings us to organizational issues. We're going to start with A, which is the approval of the 2026 City Commission meeting schedule. Did everyone have a chance to look at that? Does anyone have any recommended changes or modifications? Commissioner Cheatham.
I just had a quick question on the second meeting in September. I think I'm understanding that we're moving it because of Yom Kippur. Is that
I think it said may consider moving.
because it's the week after the 14th. At first, I thought it was the same time as Yom Kippur, but I was looking at the 2026 calendar. I was getting a little ahead of myself. So I just wanted to make sure that because I saw it said may consider moving, but it looks like the date is to move it, which I'm in support of. But I just want to be clear on that. I don't know. I mean, I'm in support of it. Just I wasn't sure.
And I think those are back-to-back meetings also on the 14th because of Labor Day weekend, correct?
I think it would have been that date anyway. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the 14th would have been.
And I'm looking for all of us that have kids. We've all cleared it with, I think I looked at the right school calendar. Okay, good. That's the first thing I check. I don't want to get in trouble. Kids, we're going to go to a city commission meeting for spring break. All right. Okay.
It looks like it's moved, and I'm in support of that. I just want to make sure. The wording was a little funny, so I just wanted to check.
No, it looks like Yom Kippur is on September 21st. Monday.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's the 21st.
It's. I was Googling it.
For the 20, that's 2025.
For
Oh, yeah, 2025. Okay, yeah. So, that's where my question first came up, because it's the same date, so do we want. They're back to back.
So, to Commissioner Cheatham's point, when we had this issue last year, we went to a Thursday meeting for the second meeting. So maybe a meeting on the Thursday of the week of the 21st would be a way to avoid this.
Why are we not having it on the 28th, though? That's why I didn't understand.
We could have it on the 28th.
Because that would be the normal date.
Oh.
Like, I feel like it was moved and it's landing on Yom Kippur. That's why I was confused.
Well, if there's a motion for the 28th, we
Okay.
could do that.
Okay. So I would move to adjust it to be the 28th, which I believe is the fourth Monday of the month, and would avoid the conflict with Yom Kippur.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Cheatham, second by Commissioner Herzog. All righty. I'll just ask staff, was there any, does that cause any challenges? Probably should ask that before, but does that cause any challenges? I don't think from the clerk's office, there's no special elections or anything at that time, just checking the 1% of the barrel here. Okay, good. Okay, so the motion that we have in front of us for the calendar is the calendar as it's been presented to us with the change of the September 21st meeting moving to September 28th. Okay, everyone understand the motion? Any other discussion? All right, with that, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, appointment of Mayor Pro Tem. Commissioner Hunt.
So I've had the privilege of serving as Mayor Pro Tem for the last 2 years. And when I stepped into the role, I had some incredible shoes to fill. Melanie, Mayor Pro Tem at the time, Commissioner Macy was the Mayor Pro Tem at the time. And it was no small task to take on the role that she was in. She set the standard of what that position should be. And her leadership was truly the pinnacle of how the role should be handled. And I tried to carry that with me every day as I served in the role of Mayor Pro Tem. I'm grateful to my peers who voted for me to be Mayor Pro Tem for the last 2 years. It's been an honor to stand in the stead of the mayor in his absence, but my time has come to an end. So soon, Mr. Mayor, you and I can travel on the same planes together. But
where are we going?
But tonight, I'm honored to nominate Commissioner Dr. Amanda Herzog to the role of Mayor Pro Tem. Her approach to leadership has not only been enthusiastic, but it's been grounded in collaboration and integrity. And I believe she embodies the qualities of what this role would demand. So I am enthusiastically myself moving to approve or making a motion to accept Commissioner Herzog as Mayor Pro Tem.
Oh, we have a motion by Commissioner Hunt. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Cheatham.
I was going to say I enthusiastically seconded it, but that was taken, so the best synonym I could come up with was jubilantly.
Jubilantly seconded. All right. Discussion. Commissioner Colo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Madam Mayor Pro Tem Hunt, thank you for your service that you've provided to us for the last 2 years. You've ran incredibly successful meetings when the mayor was gone. And you've been a great source of leadership. So thank you for stepping up and doing that over the last 2 years. Commissioner Dr. Herzog, I think will be a great choice for this. Commissioner Herzog is constantly thinking about ways to improve the city and things to do. And I think, in the absence of the mayor, she would be the perfect choice. Be it an emergency in the city or just running in the meeting, she would be a great person to step up and do that. So your leadership over the last 2 years has been amazing. It sets a high bar. You and Dr. Cheese have set a high bar for what newbies need to do. So you two have a lot to catch up to. So.
Commissioner Cheatham.
So I just also want to thank outgoing Mayor Pro Tem Monica Hunt for her service. Following Robert's rules is really hard. And I give you a lot of credit for doing it with such grace every time that you stepped up, as well as the other various events that you had to come and stand in the big shoes of our mayor, to represent our city. So thank you for your service, and I'm just really excited to see what Dr. Commissioner Herzog has in store for us. She has all the dance moves, I know that, and she also just brings such strong, smart presence. So I know you'll do a great job.
Commissioner Herzog.
Well, I'm very honored to take this new, maybe, if you so choose, this honor to serve Royal Oak in this new capacity. Wow, it is a big shoes to fill with Commissioner Hunt has done in the position, and I'm really excited to learn from Mayor Fournier. And it's a great compliment that all my colleagues think that I can rise to this occasion, so I hope that I don't disappoint you in any way. Thanks.
I'll just say, Commissioner Hunt, you've done a fantastic and outstanding job. You have all the skills and qualifications, and when it was needed, you stepped in with absolute leadership. And while people don't necessarily see behind the scenes, she stepped in with absolute patience, because I am not the easiest person to work with at times, because I will call her up and say, by the way, sorry I'm taking you off guard here, but I won't be at this meeting, or can you fill in for this or that? And did an absolute outstanding job, won a great representation of this city and what we embody and what we value. Nobody cares about the stress of a mayor. Nobody cares. It's a lonely, lonely job sometimes. But I can tell you, to those who do care, the 0.5 of you in the audience, knowing that you have a competent mayor pro tem there to step in at any moment, the stress level is absolutely non-existent. So I can take a little bit more risks in my life, knowing that Commissioner Hunt was always there, very capable, and quite frankly, in my opinion, often better in a lot of ways to step in. So I feel, based on the nomination, Commissioner Herzog will equally be able to step in and fill in when necessary and perform the duties of Mayor Pro Tem. I think we got to work a little bit on your dad jokes, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll coach you outside the meetings. We'll get there. That was funny. But also from a stress point of view, I think that you'll make an excellent Mayor Pro Tem, and in the event something happens to me, or when it happens to me, or meaning that I can't be at a meeting, or you have to fill in at some point, not in the way you're thinking, I feel very confident and with no stress or qualms that you'll be able to step up to the responsibility and do the job just like Commissioner Hunt did so excellently. So I'll be supporting this motion. All right. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. 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 Those opposed? The motion passes. Mayor Pro Tem Herzog. That was exciting, but not as exciting as the approval of performance bond. I think everyone's been waiting for tonight. You making a motion? Yeah. Okay. You don't want me to go over it? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We have a motion by Commissioner Colo to approve the performance bond. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Hunt. Discussion? It's routine. We have to do it every new commission. All right. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. 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 Those opposed? Motion passes. All right. Adoption of the rules of procedure for the 53rd Royal Oak City Commission. It's pretty standard. We adopt the pretty much basic form of Robert's rules with a few minor changes. There's nothing in this that is exceptionally different, Mr. Grochowski, than how we've operated before. And of course, sometimes up here we call a few audibles, depending on the topic to manage. But for the most part, it served us well. Haven't had any issues. Mr. Grochowski, anything to add?
No, other than you'll note there's one small housekeeping matter that pretty much memorializes a long-standing practice that's been discussed for a long time of memorializing into the rules. So we took the opportunity to include that officially. And knowing that at any point, any single commissioner can pull an agenda or a consent agenda item off, so it only makes sense to add a second reading to that if it passes on first reading.
With Commissioner Colo being up here, that's been pretty routine for a while.
5 years ago.
All right. Anyone wish to make a motion? Commissioner Colo?
I move approval.
We have a motion by Commissioner Colo for the rules of procedure. Is there a second? Oh, did I miss it? Mr. Gantina. Commissioner Gantina. All right. We got a second from Commissioner Gantina. All right, discussion. All right, with none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. And Commissioner Gantina, I will warn you, Commissioner Douglas had the same issue. Like when I sit here, my line of sight is pretty good down here. It's pretty good. You gotta break the plane. I'll just let you know right now.
I've got some really long arms to smack
There you
with.
go. You can tap me. That works too. All right. This brings us to item 14, which is the Michigan Liquor Control Commission Pink Tiger Enterprises, LLC, doing business as Club Christmas. Request for approval of plan of operation. Chief Moore.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. The Police Department received a request from Pink Tiger Enterprises, LLC, to review a new plan of operation to operate at 208 West 5th Street, which is the former location of Pastillo. The applicants are purchasing the building, which includes the transfer of the Class C liquor license. If approved, this concept, Club Christmas, will operate as a pop-up Christmas-themed full-service bar with table service and a limited menu of snacks. The kitchen will not be open, and sales will primarily be from alcohol for this 6-week time period. The applicants are requesting to open this Wednesday, November 26, 2025. And on January 4th, 2026, they will close for renovation and request approval for a new plan of operation to reopen and do business as WROK and Brews. The proposed hours of operation are Sunday from 10 a.m. to midnight, Monday through Wednesday from 5 p.m. to midnight, Thursday and Friday from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Club Christmas will operate on the second and third floors of the building, and the first floor will not be utilized under this plan of operation, and there will be no structural changes to the building whatsoever. They're also requesting to continue using the entertainment and dance permits that are currently in use, and that will allow them to offer occasional DJs and live music. The applicants, you're well aware, are Tony and Danny Yesbeck. They're longtime operators in the city of Royal Oak. They currently manage and operate both Fifth Avenue as well as 526 Main and Tequila Blue. After a careful review, the police department is not opposed to this request. As always, I'm happy to take any questions from the commission, and I will point out the applicants are here if you wish to speak with them tonight, and maybe they can answer any questions as well.
All right. Any questions for Chief Moore? All right. No questions for Chief Moore. The applicants want to talk about, oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Cheatham.
Just a quick procedural, because my understanding is it's going to reopen in January under a new plan of operation. So we're going to have another thing before us in about a month or so. Is that the plan?
That's correct. The applicants are asking for this request this evening to open up, and then after the first of the year, on the 6th, I believe, they're going to close for renovations, but it will come back to this body for approval for the final concept that they want to propose.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Colo?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, the applicants hold 2 liquor licenses over 3 establishments in the city. How's their relationship been with the city? Have they been responsive to your needs? Do you have any issues?
They've been extremely responsive, and I think what helps is anytime an issue might arise, we reach out to them and they quickly work together to figure out whatever issue is before us. We haven't had any significant issues that we haven't been able to work past collaboratively. So I appreciate the relationship with both applicants.
And was the same true of the former occupants of the Pastillo building?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Any other questions for Chief Moore? All right, with the applicant, you feel free. You don't have to come up and talk about Club Christmas, but you know, you could enlighten us on this gift you brought to the city. Hold on.
It'd be impossible not to say a few words because that was an absolutely beautiful ceremony this evening. And really a great example of the respect and camaraderie that you guys have that I think make you so effective in leading the city. And maybe the best example of the respect and camaraderie was the great lengths that you went to preserve the integrity of those photos at the end with just completely disappearing under the table there. That was beautiful. So I want to thank you I know this is a little unconventional, but thank you for working to get us on the agenda tonight. Sadly, we're going to have to wait probably one more week to open. We didn't have as much success at the Michigan Liquor Control Commission, so we're not going to be able to open unless there's some kind of miracle tomorrow morning, but this weekend. But we're going to shoot for next weekend. And, just when you thought downtown Royal Oak can't get any more exciting and vibrant, this opportunity came to us, and I think we found a pretty cool, along with Robert Goodman and Mitchell Schwartz, new father Mitchell Schwartz, found this opportunity, this concept that comes out of Manhattan Beach, California. It was originated by Kiss, the rock band Kiss, with a couple of their business partners. Danny and I have been to their restaurants in Florida, Orlando area a couple times, and it just felt so Royal Oakish, very cool. It'll bring something that Royal Oak doesn't have enough of, probably, live music. But they have a great food program. The restaurant is really going to be nice in downtown here. I think it'll be kind of a flagship with some live music on the second floor and a rooftop. But we'll, as you inquired and as the chief pointed out, we'll get back to that. This might be the first Part 1, Part 2 plan of operation presentation that you've had. I don't know if you've had others like that, but we're kind of excited about that. Pioneering, groundbreaking, that's what we do. So first, we're going to close out the balance of the year with these holiday pop-ups, Christmas pop-ups. They're very popular now, and Royal Oak has done a couple of them pretty effectively. I think in the old Jolly Pumpkin space, they did it last year or the year before that on Main Street, Ale Mary's. That's a beautiful thing that they do. So we're going to kind of try to model this after National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, just go all out, a winter wonderland. It's kind of a novelty thing. That's why the chief mentioned that there's not really going to be a kitchen. We may even start doing some work on the first floor. That's why we're not going to open the first floor. It's kind of not really a bar like Fifth Avenue or the Piano Bar, the other bars, just kind of a novelty thing where it'll be a winter wonderland. We will offer some entertainment and alcohol and snacks, but I think it's just something to bring people to downtown Royal Oak that, give people a reason to come down. So we plan on doing that now for the last 4 weeks of the year. I think it'll be a nice introduction, and some of you have seen the red paint and Santa Claus on the roof already, and but the Rock and Brews, it'll be that red. So it's a really nice presentation on Fifth Street, along with what we're doing, the city and the DDA on Fifth Street, the promenade. I think it's really going to be electric down there. So we're excited, and if you have any questions, I don't know if I messed anything up.
Older brother always takes all the speaking turns. Any questions, we'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for the applicants? Commissioner Hunt.
So I understand it's going to be sort of a winter wonderland or Christmas wonderland with decorations and all, but in the plan of operation, there's also sketches for a dance floor. So is it going to be like club or lounge or combination of both? Like, what is the operation like?
We don't even call Fifth Avenue club. We don't. It's not a club. I think in our minds is something different. There will be entertainment. There'll be music, and if some people want to, they can dance wherever. but there will be a dance floor if somebody wants to. Mariah Carey will probably be played every other song. Everybody loves it. It doesn't get old. So there will be some dancing, or at least an opportunity to dance, but it's definitely not a club.
And one question about the alcohol sales, understanding that there's not any food being sold. And I understand that with the other two establishments, there were a couple of calls to the police with alcohol-related incidents. What are you doing to make sure that with alcohol sales and very little food being sold, that there won't be any incidents?
The same things we've been doing for 15 years. I'd say over 15 years, there might have been a couple alcohol-related incidents, and just intoxication. We take care of them. We try to get them an Uber. We get their friends. We do everything to make sure that everybody's safe, and we've done a pretty effective job of that, I think, over the last 15 years. So we'll just continue to do those same things, the same training for the staff, the same, they know that it's not just, they're not there for serving drinks, they're there to take care of our customers, and that's why we've had, the same customer base for 15 years. They like the way that we take care of them, and they have a good experience when they're there.
Is it anticipated that the staff that you'll use for the pop-up will be the same staff for the permanent restaurant?
A sprinkling of the two staffs. There's some, we'll definitely bring in some new staff people, but like I said, it's kind of a novelty. It'd be limited. It's not going to be, full throttle. So we won't be open that many hours in the last 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Commissioner Colo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Younger Mr. Elsbeck, because, or can one of you explain, you mentioned about the MLCC, but this wasn't a denial from the MLCC. Is there another issue with them right now?
They just didn't get it on the agenda in time. So it's an administrative thing. We got to the level of the administration, but now it has to get cleared to their board. So it's just a procedural.
Okay, so you will go before the MLCC, hopefully at their next meeting to be open, right?
Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hopefully tomorrow, but probably next week.
Understood. Thank you.
Commissioner Cheatham.
I just have a follow-up to a point that you made a few minutes ago. You mentioned that you might start working on the first floor, and I haven't been to the establishment for a while, but I believe patrons have to walk through the first floor to get to the second or third floor, or no? Like, would they have to go through any construction area to?
The entrance where it is right where the stairwell is, so they won't be able to get to the first floor access. They'll go right upstairs.
Okay.
And we'll have security there, or hosts, to guide them in the right direction, but the doors will be closed, so they'll have no access to that first floor.
Okay, so there won't be any, okay, great, thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. We have a proposed resolution in front of us. Commissioner Colo?
Yeah, so I think that this is a great use of the building. I think that it's vacant right now, and last time it was vacant, it's vacant for quite a while. I know that many people enjoyed Paseo, but I also know that they had their operational challenges. To have someone coming into the building that has experience within the city, that has worked with their police department, comes with a positive recommendation, I think means a lot. A Christmas or holiday pop-up sounds really fun. They are definitely a hit. I love Vegas vacations, so around Christmas vacation. I love all the vacations. So I'm looking forward to something that's unique and different, and I think that'll help drive people into downtown Royal Oak. Small Business Saturday is coming up this week. I wish they could have been open for that, but we're going to have people in our downtown excited for our downtown. We have 5 more weeks of our holiday festival in Centennial Commons, which has been just amazing. 4,000 people came out this weekend to enjoy the lighting of the tree on Friday alone. And then we had thousands more throughout the weekend enjoying the ice rink and everything that we have to offer. Next weekend, we're doing Hungry Hungry Hippo on the ice rink. The Elf Hunt's on. There's just so much going on in downtown Royal Oak for the holiday season. I think that this holiday-themed bar is only going to make it pop. And then I can't wait to hear about the next chapter of it. But in the meantime, for the remainder of the year, I'm excited to have a pop-up here. So I move approval of the the resolution.
We have a motion by Commissioner Colo. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Gantina. Discussion. Yeah, I'll just add, I think Commissioner Colo brought up some really good points. We have a long-standing operator in the community that works well with our police department, works well with all stakeholders in the community, and has certainly been a key attractor for commerce within the city. I think this pop-up idea has been successful for a lot of operators in our city, throughout the region. We are not leaning into Christmas or the holiday seasons. We are jumping right into it with our Royal Oak holidays, 5 weekends of just fun for everyone. And so it can't just be, it's really hard these days. It's really hard to get interest. It's really hard to keep interest. It's really hard to stay, as Mayor Ellison used to say, staying relevant. And it takes all hands on deck. And we have an amazing ice rink. We have a lot of great programming. And we have Ale Mary's doing what they do. And now we're going to have Club Christmas doing what they do. And I think it really just builds an idea for people to make sure that they come to Royal Oak and always make Royal Oak their first choice for fun and family. So all of these things fit together. A lot of gears moving. So Commissioner Gantina.
So I just want to speak to my second a little bit in the sense that you've covered some of the things. I think the operator definitely has a proven track record of working well with the city, operating a good business that is an asset for the residents in our city. But what I really want to speak to is they're stepping up into a void in terms of wanting to make sure that the downtown stays vibrant. Here we have a situation where we have a local business, a local restaurant that has decided to close its doors, but rather than that, sitting there through the holiday season with closed doors, not attracting people, this operator has chosen to step up. It's not really an opportunistic play in my mind. They really have a vested interest in making sure to see that this downtown is successful. So this concept coming at this point in the year, I think is a great thing, and I certainly appreciate them just stepping up and again, filling that void.
Thank you, Commissioner Gantina. Anybody else? All right, we have a motion on the table. Notwithstanding any other discussion, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, that brings us to item 15, which is approval of mayoral city commission assignments. Thank you to my fellow commissioners for taking the time to put your priorities and send them to me via email without copying everybody else. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
That's right. Thank you. And thank you, Commissioner Colo, for always lobbying for the assignments that you would like. I'm just kidding. And you know, it's tough. We got a good crew up here, a lot of experience, a lot of talent, and some of you picked some committees as your priority, and it was a difficult choice, but I hope you trust my judgment knowing you guys that I think where you're going to make the biggest bang for the community. And so I did my best to balance your interests, but I put the city's interests first. And so where we harvest your talents to make this city go even further, that's the basis for the decisions that I made. So it's here. I don't know if there's any last minute horse trading or if there's a motion to approve.
I'll show you personal representatives.
Commissioner Bastian.
I'll motion to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bastian. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Herzog. All right, discussion on the assignments. Commissioner Herzog?
I am very happy, and you did a great job.
Thank you for agreeing to do those other things later on those other votes. I appreciate it. No. Thank you, Commissioner Herzog. Any other positive feedback that makes me feel good about myself tonight? No? Okay. Just like at home. Commissioner Cheatham?
You did a great job, Mayor. Great job.
Oh, shucks. Thank you. Yes, Commissioner Gantina.
I just want to publicly acknowledge that I chose not to challenge you for the Environmental Advisory Board.
Commissioner Colo.
I want to publicly acknowledge you have lost.
All right. Well, I will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. All right, good deal. You guys have assignments. See? It's not so bad. All right, oh my goodness. We are at the end of tonight's agenda. Notwithstanding anything for the betterment of the people and city we love, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Commissioner Herzog.
Motion to adjourn?
We have a motion to adjourn. All right, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Bastian. All right, any discussion? All right, with none, I'll call, Commissioner Gantina.
Not to prolong this, I apologize. I just want to take this opportunity because it is a very special night. We paid a very special acknowledgement to the work that came and the folks that came before us. It's very humbling sitting up here as a city commissioner, and I want to say thank you to everyone on this body and thank you to the city staff for such a warm welcome in this new position, and I want to make sure I said that before the night was over. This is my first opportunity to say thank you to all the folks that have made our start in these roles such a warm and welcoming and great transition. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gantina. Anybody else? Commissioner Bastian.
I mean, what else is there to be said? This is an amazing body. I am thrilled to be a part of it. I would like to thank everyone that stayed for the remainder of the evening, everyone that was here earlier, everyone that's been so incredibly welcoming, and I look forward to serving the city, and thank you for this opportunity.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes. We're adjourned.